Yes, good afternoon, students. Second आवाज येतोय clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, immediately we'll start the lecture. Students, you know, yesterday we have seen how the discovery of electron was done. Today, our point is discovery of proton. Okay, tell me, students, which scientist discovered electron? Yesterday we have seen which scientist discovered electron.
J.J. Thomson.
Very good. Very good. J.J. Thomson. Students, this proton, discovery of proton was done by Goldstein. Discovery of proton was done by the scientist known as Goldstein. Okay. In year 1886. By Goldstein in 1886. Now, students, I told whenever there was a discovery of electron, at the same time it it could have been that discovery of proton was done. Now, suppose same discharge tube they have taken. Same discharge tube. This is a negative terminal of the battery. Okay, negative terminal of battery means what is the electrode?
Cathode.
Yes, very good, very nice. Negative means it's cathode. Negative means it's cathode. And the positive terminal.
Anode.
Yes, positive terminal, it's anode. But what they did this time, they kept this cathode as perforated. They kept this cathode as perforated. Perforated means having small holes. And this time, here ZNS coating was done. This time, here ZNS coating was done. So it was somewhat like this here. Okay. This cathode is perforated, having small holes. Here it is anode. So if we take again the hydrogen gas at a very low pressure, so this is the electron of the hydrogen and this is proton. Okay. This is the positive terminal. This is a negative terminal. Now this time the ZNS screen was here. Now this electron is ejected, and this electron yesterday we have seen it is which electrode? Yes, tell me. Electron will move towards which electrode?
Positive.
Positive means it will move towards anode, and like that discovery of electron was done. Now electron moves here and positive moves towards cathode. Positive moves towards cathode, and this time this cathode is perforated, so it will pass through this cathode, and this ZNS screen will glow and it will give red spot. It will give you red spot on this ZNS screen. Yesterday we have seen electron is giving which spot, students? Which color
Green.
spot?
Green.
Yes, very good. Green color spot. And the this proton is giving a red color spot. So like this, anode was discovered. And anode rays were discovered. And this proton is also called as, students, canal rays. Why the canal rays? There is no logic in this, but canal rays means you can just imagine this is passing through the small holes. So it is like passing through the canal, passing through small holes. So passing through the canal. So it was called as canal rays, or can I say it as an anode rays? Because it is moving from anode towards cathode. Yes. Understood, students?
Yes, sir.
Students, same discovery, it was possible that J.J. Thomson may have discovered, but what J.J. Thomson made a mistake. He just coated ZNS screen behind anode. He did not coat the ZNS screen behind cathode. Otherwise, same time you could have got both the particles, that is electron as well as proton. Okay, now we'll see some properties of protons. Now you need to, yes, you need to answer me, because you know properties of electrons. So like that, we'll see properties of anode rays. Anode rays is only called as protons. Okay, students, what is the direction of their movement? From which electrode to which electrode they will travel?
Anode to cathode.
Very good. They will travel in a straight line. They will travel in a straight line from anode towards cathode. So if it is moving towards cathode, cathode is negative. So can I say anode is a positively charged particles?
Yes, sir.
Because they are moving towards cathode. That's why they are positively charged. It produces flashes. It produces flashes of light on ZNS screen. And which color spot they give, students?
Red.
Yes, very good. Red spot. Okay, this is just informative. Like this question won't be asked which color. Okay, next. It affects photographic plate. Yes, yesterday same property was there for electron. It affects photographic plate. Students, can you tell me the photographic plate is made up of, or which coating is done? Yesterday we have seen this point.
Fluorescent material.
No, fluorescent material is here, students, ZNS screen. Photographic plate. Yesterday I told you in olden days that big cameras were there. Their photographic plates were there, and that photographic plate was coated by
Ionized gas.
no. It was coated by
Collide
AgBr. No. It was coated by silver bromide. And now, students, this property which I am explaining yesterday also I explained. This is a property of cathode rays as well as anode rays. Means the property of electron as well as proton. It will break this Ag and Br. So we say they affect the photographic plate. Both electrons and proton affect the photographic plate. Don't forget it. Students, these rays are little bit powerful. These rays can pass through. These rays can pass through thin metal foil. If you take a thin metal foil, this anode rays means proton, they can pass through. Okay, next point is they can ionize the gases. Ionize the gases means this properties of both proton and electron. Ionize the gases means what? If I take H2, if I remove 2 electron from this, it will produce H plus 2 times. Means from a gas we have prepared ion because we have removed 2 electron, because each hydrogen will lose 1 electron to form H plus. Again, second hydrogen will lose 1 electron to form H plus. And then ultimately, if you add this, because hydrogen is always diatomic, so H plus H, H2, this 1 electron, this 1 electron, so minus 2 electrons. Here it is H plus, but it is 2 times, so ultimately will go here. So you can take any gas in this. Okay, next point is they are deflected by electric and magnetic field. They are deflected by electrical and magnetic field. Okay. Now, can you tell me towards which direction this proton or yes, this proton rays will deflect? Proton is having which charge?
Positive.
Positive charge. So if the external electric field or external magnetic field, electric field is applied, it will deflect towards negative terminal. It will deflect towards a negative terminal. Okay. Now comes E by M, that is charge by mass ratio. Can anybody tell me E by M ratio for electron? Yesterday's E by M ratio. I told you tomorrow's lecture I'll ask.
minus
minus
1.7588
1.758
into
multiplied
10.
10 raised to 11.
Coulomb per kg.
Minus 1.75588 into 10 raised to
11.
10 raised to 11. What is the unit? Coulombs
Coulomb
per
Per kg.
Coulomb kg. Okay, this was E by M ratio. Now today's E by M ratio, then we can compare it. E by M ratio for this proton is 9.579 into 10 raised to 4 Coulomb per gram. That means you can convert it into kg. Yes, so E by M ratio is this much. Yes, so how much will be in kg? Just tell me, unit conversion students, if you want it in kg.
9.579.
9.579.
9.
Okay, listen carefully now. Just 1 minute. Yes. Now, can you tell me E by M ratio of electron and E by M ratio of proton? Which one is smaller and which one is bigger?
Proton is smaller.
Yes, proton it is smaller. So always you need to remember protons E by M ratio is smaller. Protons E by M ratio is smaller. Okay. Now, yes, can you tell me, students, what is the charge of that electron? What is the charge of electron? Yesterday we have seen what is the charge of this electron.
Minus 1.6
Minus 1.6
into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb.
Minus 19.
10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. So students, this is a charge. This is a charge. This is not an electron. This is a charge. Yesterday, okay, I wanted to write it here. 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Yes, yesterday we have seen charge on electron because electron is negative, but this proton is positive. So same value, only plus here. 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. And if you substitute the value, because E's value you know, E by M's value you know, so you can find mass through it. And in previous chapter we already discussed what is the mass of proton. Anyone remembers what was the mass of proton? First chapter, I told you mass of electron, mass of proton, and mass of proton is nearly equal to mass of neutron.
1.67262 into 10 raised to minus 27.
1.67 into 10 raised to minus 24 gram, or in kg, minus 27 kg, correct? So this was the mass of proton that we have already discussed. So we will do comparative study, students. Mass of electron, what was the mass of electron? 9.1 something, no? 9.1 into 10 raised to?
Minus 31.
Minus 31.
Minus 31 kg it was, no?
Yes.
And in grams?
Minus
28.
minus 28.
Okay. Now here you see, now here you can solve the MCQs. Now tell me, mass of proton and mass of electron, whose mass is bigger?
Proton.
Proton. So I can say mass of proton is too much greater than mass of electron. Now here comes the question. E by M of proton and E by M of electron. Yes, Pranjal, you should not tell it. Now only you told. Okay. E by M of proton, E by M of electron. Whose value is greater?
Electron value is greater.
Very good. Electron value is greater. So this was the question asked once, because we think, okay, mass of proton is always greater, but E by M ratio of proton is smaller because here mass is greater. So after division, this value will be smaller. Understood? Okay, students, yesterday I told you related to electron E by M ratio. E by M ratio is independent. E by M ratio is independent on two things. What was that two things? Or E by M ratio is independent. Why I told like that E by M is independent? Yesterday's lecture, if you have heard clearly, I told you E by M is independent. Because I told you students, in every element in periodic table, there is an electron. So students, this is what charge on electron. Charge on one electron. And this is mass of one electron. Now, if I take an hydrogen, this is a nucleus of an hydrogen. This is outermost shell. If I take oxygen, this diagram is of hydrogen. If I take of oxygen, again nucleus of oxygen. Oxygen is atomic number is 8. So 2 electrons in first shell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 electrons. Now, if this electron is ejected, students, the charge on one electron will be same, whatever we have calculated, and mass of one electron also will be same. Okay, this gas, if I eject this electron or this electron, which is in outermost shell, still E by M ratio will be same, students. Whichever gas you take, but E by M ratio will be same. E by M ratio will be same. Did you understand this? Students, every element has electrons in it. If you eject the electron, will the charge on one electron change? Yes, tell me. Yes, very good. Okay, students, tell me, will the charge on one electron will change?
No.
No. Will mass of electron will change? Will mass of one electron will change?
No.
No, it will not change. Means, students, E by M in case of electron will be same. Whether you take any gas, the ratio will be always same. Now we need to check E by M ratio. E by M ratio for proton, it is same or different. Try to understand the concept, students. Now we will understand what is happening in case of proton. Now, students, I am writing one statement here. E by M ratio of anode rays means protons, is dependent on nature of gas. It will depend upon nature of gas. Sir, why it will depend upon nature of gas? See now, E by M. See here, students, this is charge on one proton. Now only we have seen the charge on one proton is plus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. But suppose, students, if you take hydrogen, this is the nucleus of hydrogen. So it is having one proton, 0 neutron, and this is electron. But here we are concerned about proton, students. So the mass of hydrogen, because it is having 1 proton, but if I take oxygen, so this E by M, this will be mass of O2 plus. This is mass of H plus. Okay, instead of saying O2 plus, we'll just analyze it. This is a nucleus. This is first shell. This is second shell. Okay. We are not concerned about electrons, so we'll not be drawing electrons. Now tell me oxygen's atomic number. What is the oxygen's atomic number?
8.
8. What is its mass number?
16.
16.
16. Can you tell me how many protons are there in oxygen?
8 protons.
8 protons. And how many neutrons?
8.
8. Means proton is how much here? 8. So its mass will be according to that. Because protons are 8, students. Here proton was only 1. So here E by M ratio will be different. For oxygen gas, E by M ratio will be different. For nitrogen gas, E by M will be different, because in nitrogen there are 7 proton. So it will be mass of 7 proton. This here it will be mass of 8 proton. Here it will be mass of 1 proton. Are you getting it? Because every element has number of protons are different. Number of protons are different. That's why E by M ratio will not be same. Did you understand this concept?
Yes, sir.
E by M ratio is dependent on which gas you are taking. This is only for proton. E by M ratio for electron is same for each and every gas. But here E by M ratio is different. Now what we'll do, students, we'll try to calculate mass of proton in AMU. Mass of proton in AMU. That is atomic mass unit. Full form is atomic mass unit. Can anybody tell me 1 AMU is equal to? From 4th chapter we are discussing, students, this 1 AMU is equal to
1.66 into 10 raised to minus 24 gram.
very good. 1.66 into 10 raised to minus 24 gram. Okay, now you need to tell me mass of proton. How much it is? 1.67, no? 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 24 gram. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
This is the mass of proton. So we need to find how much AMU is there. So we cross multiply it. So it will 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 24 gram divided by 1.66 into 10 raised to 24 gram. So this comes out to be 1.007 AMU. That's why we say 1 AMU. Mass of proton is how much? 1 AMU. So we say plus 1. Mass of proton is 1 AMU. Exact it is 1.007. Exact it is 1.007. Students, if I say proton, proton is nothing but hydrogen. Can I say it like this? Proton is nothing but hydrogen.
Yes, sir.
Because look at hydrogen. Look at hydrogen. How many protons are there? 1. How many neutrons are there? 0. And how many electrons are there? 1. So when we are talking about one proton, so can I say it's actually H plus? If you remove this electron, the hydrogen will get plus charge. So it is having only one proton. So proton is nothing but this H plus hydrogen. Okay. Yesterday I told you students, mass of proton upon mass of electron. Mass of proton was 1.007 AMU and mass of electron in AMU, if you remember, 0.00548 something it was there. And from this we calculated that proton is how much times heavier than electron. Do you remember that figure? Proton is how much times greater than
1837. Right.
Very good. 1837. Directly MCQ question may be asked that proton is how much times heavier? Proton is how much times heavier than mass of electrons? So it is 1837. Okay. Now we will find molar mass of proton. Now we will find molar mass of proton and you need to calculate it and tell me. Okay. How to find it, sir? Molar mass of proton. Now listen how to find molar mass of proton. Students, one proton means 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 24 gram. And students, this 6.022 into 10 raised to 23, does it means 1 mole?
Yes.
So if you simply multiply it by 6.022 into 10 raised to 23, you will get molar mass of proton. Molar mass means what? Of 1 mole. So please calculate this and tell me the answer. This is 23. You can tell me approximate value. Okay, because this 23 will cancel this 23. So it will be up to -1. Yes, Pranav has told me the answer, but actually he has left to shift the point. Actually, the answer comes 1.0076 grams. 1.0076 grams. Okay, understood? This is the molar mass of proton. Yes. Can anybody tell me molar mass of electron? Yesterday's lecture we have seen molar mass of electron.
-5.5 into
Very
10
good.
raised to -4.
That's why I said you need to remember the value. 5.5 into 10 raised to -4 gram, correct? Or it was 0.55 milligram, or it was 5.5 into 10 raised to -7 kg. Yes. What if you remember this value, students, will solve the questions very fast. Okay. So now, students, discovery of proton is done, discovery of electron is done. So what is left now? What is left?
Neutron.
Neutron.
Discovery of neutrons. Very good. Discovery of neutrons. Students, this discovery of neutrons, this new discovery of neutrons was done by James Chadwick. Chadwick in year 1932. Okay, you need to check it. I'm not exact, 1931 or 1932. What he has done, students, he has bombarded beryllium with alpha particle. Beryllium with alpha particle. Now, can you tell me what is the atomic number of beryllium?
4.
Very good.
4.
Atomic, it is 4. Yes, what is its mass number?
9.
9. Okay. Alpha particle means helium. What is the atomic number of helium?
2.
2. Mass number?
4.
4. Now listen to me, students, how to write this radioactive this. Now this 4 plus 2, I'm talking about its atomic number. This 4 plus 2 means 6. Whose atomic number is 6? Hello, students, what I'm saying, this 4, it is atomic number. This 2, it is atomic number. So 4 plus 2, we get 6. Whose atomic number is 6?
Carbon.
Okay, so they got carbon 6. What is the mass number of carbon?
12.
12.
12.
Now listen to me carefully. Now 9 plus 4, how much?
13.
13. So we got here carbon 12, but we got one more particle, that is 1, 0. What is this? Alright, this is nothing but neutron. This is nothing but neutron. What is the mass number of neutron? That is 1. Okay, so this neutron was discovered, students. Like this neutron was discovered. Okay, we'll take one more example. I'll tell you why this helium was called as alpha particle. That also we'll discuss. Okay, now we'll take boron. Same experiment was repeated with boron. Students, this 0, this is the charge on neutron, and then this is its mass. Okay, boron, what is its atomic number?
5.
5.
5. Sorry, atomic number 5. Mass number?
10.
11.
11. Alpha particle means helium. 2, 4. Can you tell me what will be produced?
Nitrogen.
Very good, nitrogen. Because 5 plus 2, 7. And nitrogen is 7.
15.
7, 14. Okay, this 11 plus 4 means 15. But nitrogen is 7, 14. So 1 is left. So it is nothing but neutron. So what this James Chadwick has done, students, he has taken beryllium and he has bombarded fast moving. He has bombarded fast moving alpha particle. Fast moving alpha particle on it. Okay, what is alpha particle now? Now, this is the nucleus of helium. This is its first shell. Now helium is 2, 4. So can you tell me how much protons are there in case of helium? Tell me. How many protons are there? How many neutrons are there? Can you tell me?
2 protons and 2 neutrons.
Very good. 2 proton and 2 neutron. And how many electrons?
2.
2.
Very nice. Because protons are equal to electrons. So 2 electrons. Now tell me, students, if I remove these 2 electrons, what will be the charge on helium?
+2.
Yes, +2. Yes, very good. Arey, don't be shy in talking this. Everything was taught in basic, how to find proton, neutron, electron. Students, if you remove these 2 electrons, helium will become 2+. This is nothing but alpha particle. Arey, students, you see these 2 electrons only we are removing and putting it here. So 4 + 2, it becomes 6, means it becomes carbon. So what is remained? That is neutron. So like this, neutrons discovery was done. Okay. Now if you remember, now let us see how much of you remember it. What is the mass of neutron? Previous chapter we have seen what was the mass of neutron.
1.6 into 10 raised to minus 27.
1.67 and something number was there here, 5, correct? No?
Yes.
Into
Yes,
10
sir.
raised to minus 24 grams. But we actually neglect this 5. And what was mass of proton? The mass of proton, I am talking about exact mass. It was 1.673, if I am not wrong, into 10 raised to minus 24 gram. So slightly mass of neutron is slightly greater than mass of proton, but we actually, we don't take this number. We treat them, they are both are equal in mass. So can I say mass of neutron is equal to mass of proton? Because we take only 1.67, but actually whose mass is slightly greater, students?
Neutron.
Mass of neutron is slightly greater than mass of proton, but we neglect this much variation. That's why we say mass of proton is always equal to mass of. Okay. Now we'll see mass of this neutron in AMU. Yes, now only you told me, students, 1 AMU is 1.66 into 10 raised to. Just tell me 1.66 into 10 raised to minus
24 gram.
24 grams. And then a mass of neutron we found 1.67 in 10 raised to minus 24 grams. And when you divide it, again you will get the same which we got for proton. That is 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 24 gram upon 1.66 into 10 raised to minus 24 gram. That means we get 1.008 AMU. So we consider it as 1 AMU. We consider it as 1 AMU. And the last but not the least, this is E by M. E by M for neutron. Now you know what is the mass. Mass is 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 24 grams. This is E, means this is a charge. What is the charge on neutron, students? What is the charge on neutron?
No charge.
No charge means 0. So E by M will be how much?
0.
0. E by M is 0. Yes, very good. I think so. Again, I need to take little bit things. Let me, because you are not able to tell me proton, neutron, and electron. Okay. Now, students, if I'm taking any element X, this Z means atomic number, students. Z means atomic number, and atomic number means number of protons, and number of protons are always equal to electrons when it is neutral. When it is neutral. And this A means mass number, and mass number is nothing but proton plus neutron. Suppose if I take an example of sodium, its atomic number is 11, its mass number is 23. So if I ask you how much protons are there in this?
11.
11.
How many electrons are there?
11.
11.
How many neutrons are there?
12.
12, because 23 minus 11, that is 12. What is its mass number?
23.
What is its atomic number?
11.
Yes, then yes, you know it. You everything you know it. So why you're not telling it? Okay, now we'll discuss one question. It's very nice question, but before that, once we'll just revise it. Mass of electron. Mass of electron in AMU. If you remember, it was something 0.000548 AMU. So we consider it as 0. Mass of proton in AMU, it was 1.0007 or something, 1.007 AMU. So we consider as 1 AMU. And mass of neutron, this was 1.008.
8.
Yes, very good. 8 AMU. I'm not sure, students, here 1.0008, I think so. And here it is also 0. But no need to go in much detail. We'll just consider it as 1 AMU. So only this much you remember. And you know how to convert this AMU into gram. You have to multiply it by 1.66 into 10 raised to minus 24 grams. If they say you convert this AMU into gram. Okay, see here, students, very interesting question is there. And similar question you need to solve. So please pay attention. If oxygen 816, 8 is its atomic number, 16 is its mass number. Mass of proton is doubled. Mass of proton is doubled, and mass of neutron is 1/4. Mass of neutron is 1/4. Mass of electron remain constant. Mass of electron remains constant. Calculate percentage change in atomic mass. Calculate percentage change in atomic mass. Okay, before that, oxygen they have given 816. So students, if I ask you how much protons are there in this?
8 proton.
8 protons. So can I write, yes, 8 proton, or can I write 8 AMU? Atomic mass unit.
Yes.
How much electrons are there?
8.
8. How many neutrons are there?
8.
8, because 16 minus 8. Okay. Now what they have, students? Proton is doubled. Proton is doubled means this a case we are considering where proton is doubled. Proton is doubled. Okay. Mass of proton was 8 AMU. Now it is doubled, means into 2. So now it is 16 AMU. Is it correct?
Yes.
Because we have given the condition mass of proton is double and mass of neutron is made 1/4. So mass of neutron, first it was 8, now it is made 1/4. So how much you will get?
2.
2 mu. So all condition are done because they said mass of electron remains same. So I am not changing the mass of electron. They said calculate the percentage change. Now what is the formula for percentage here? Percentage change. Percentage change is equal to delta M. Delta M means change in their mass. Change in their mass upon mass initial into 100. Okay. What was the initial atomic mass, students? What was the initial atomic mass?
16.
16. How much is changed? See here, this because atomic mass means proton plus neutron. Now this is proton, it is 16, neutron it is 2, so this is 18. So how much is the change? This delta M means change in their mass. First it was 16, now it is 18. I did not understand.
So we don't have to calculate electrons mass.
Pranjal, when we are calculating electron mass in atomic number is nothing but proton plus neutron. What is there in nucleus? In nucleus, proton and neutron is there. Never we count electron. Electron, its weight is so small that we consider it as 0. Atomic number means number of proton plus neutron. So always, students, here I am putting mod. Mod means always we want positive. So this is 18 minus 16. So how much is the change?
2.
2. The change is 2. And always it should be the positive change. So I put here mod and into 100. Now you can solve this. You will get the percentage change.
12.5.
12.5.
12.5.
12.5.
Yes, 12.5. Okay. Students, what actually we think? The three particles are there: proton, neutron, and electron. Alright, this together we say it as mass number. No, students, electron we don't consider in mass because in nucleus what is there? Proton plus neutron, and proton plus neutron together it is called as mass number. Electron we never take in mass number. Okay, should I give you similar question? Will you solve it, or
Yes.
will I should explain again? Should I explain this again?
Explain,
No,
sir.
sir.
Explains.
Okay. Okay, I'll explain it again. Okay. Students, This is oxygen. Atomic number of oxygen is 8. Mass number is 16. Mass number means number of proton plus neutron. And this atomic number means proton, which are always equal to electron when it is neutron. Now, if I ask you students, how much protons are there in this? Yes, now you need to talk. 8. So can I write 8 AMU, atomic mass unit? How much electrons are present?
8.
8 AMU. How much neutrons are present? That is 16 minus 8. 8. Very good. Now they have given us the condition. What is the condition? So I'll write case. The condition. They said the mass of proton is doubled. Initial, how much mass was there? Initially it was 8 AMU. Initially it was 8 AMU. Now they have doubled, means they have multiplied it by 2. So how much you get?
16.
16 AMU. And they said, students, neutron is made 1/4. Initial mass of neutron is 8 AMU. They have made it 1/4. Means how much you get?
2 AMU.
Very good. 2 AMU. Students, this is proton plus neutron. So if you add this proton and neutron, we get new mass number. How much you get? 18?
18.
Yes. Okay. Now the percentage change. Percentage change is equal to mod of. Mod means what? Whenever negative sign comes also, that automatically turns into positive. Means we want change which is positive. So delta M upon mass initial. Delta M upon mass initial. Okay, what is this delta M? This is change in the mass, students. Change in the mass. Okay, first it was 16. Now it is 18. So how much is the change?
2.
2. What was initial mass?
16.
16. And into 100. Okay, sorry, I forgot here to type 100. Okay. So when you solved, you told me the answer 12.5%. Now is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I'll give you one question. Let us see. Let us see how much of you solve this. Okay, write down the question. Write down the question. If nitrogen 714 and here conditions are given, electron is doubled, and mass of proton is made halved, this halved. Mass of neutron remains same. Mass of neutron remains same. Calculate. Calculate percentage change. In atomic mass. Yes, find this. So already at 7:14. Okay, till that I'll write all the information. You tell me the answer. Yes.
%25.
Yes, very good. 25%. Very nice. Who is that?
Shraddha Nalkar.
Yes, Shraddha. Very nice. Yes, everyone got 25%. Okay, I'll solve for you. Okay, listen here. Electron is doubled. Students, is there any need to take this?
Yes, sir. 25%.
Is there any need to take this? Yes or no?
No.
No
No, sir.
need, because electron will never decide the atomic mass. Array electron's mass we actually consider as 0. So if you double it or triple it, still it will be 0. So no need to consider the electron. So mass of proton is halved. So proton, initial proton is how much? 8 AMU. If you half it, how much AMU you will get?
3.5.
3.5 mu. Neutron they are not touching, so it is 7 AMU. Means total it will be how much AMU? 7 plus 3.5, 10.5 AMU. Yes, finished. Then percentage change is equal to mod of M upon M initial into 100. How much is the change? 14 minus 10.5. So is it 3.5?
Yes, sir.
And initial it is 14 into 100.
25.
25%. Correct?
25.
Now my question to you, listen to carefully. Will atomic mass decrease by 25% or increase by 25%? Listen to my question carefully. Will atomic mass decrease by 25% or increase by 25%?
Decrease by 25%.
Very good. Decrease by 25% because your neutrons weight, sorry, your protons weight you have made it half. So if they ask you additional question, is it decreasing by 25% or increasing by 25%? Your answer should be, it is decreasing by 25%. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, very good. So students, you need to just solve it fast and tell me the answer. If the answer is wrong, no one is going to scold you, but you should be confident enough to answer. No need of being afraid, students. If answer is wrong, no problem. We'll again rectify it. Okay. Now, students, next question. You just assume that mass of carbon 612 is 150 units. Like this question they have made, students. Assume that mass of carbon 612 is 150 unit. Then what will be the mass of oxygen 816 under same assumption? Yes. Yes, students, what is the answer?
200.
Very good, 200 unit. Are students, it is very simple. You just see the mass of C6H12. Students, here mass number is 12. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
So can I say, okay, 12 AMU. That time they said it is how much unit? 150 unit. So what is the mass of oxygen?
16.
16. So the question was very easy. 16 AMU means how much? Just cross multiply it. So 16 into 150 divided by 12. It comes out to be 200 unit. Are students like this questions? This is the question which is asked. So easy it is. They have taken only one assumption. They have taken only one assumption. Okay, I am ending the lecture. Only the last point, what we are going to see tomorrow. Little bit idea I'll give you. Okay, students, you will be very much familiar with isotopes. Can anybody tell me what is isotope?
Same atomic number but different mass number.
Very good. Same atomic number but different mass number. Can you give any example?
Boron.
Okay, boron.
Hydrogen.
What is the boron? 5.
11.
11. And boron 5. Isotope means which like this: hydrogen 1 1, hydrogen 1 2, hydrogen 1 3. Same atomic number but a different mass number. Yes, I think so. Boron, it is 5 11, 5 13. Students, do you know what is isobars? What is isobar? Students, this is exactly opposite of isotope. Isotope, what was same, students? Atomic number was same, correct? And
Yes.
mass number was different. Mass number was different. Now in isobars, their mass number is same, but their atomic number is different. Can you tell me what is the atomic number of argon? Argon atomic number
18.
18. What is its mass number?
40.
40. Very good. Calcium atomic number
20.
20. What is its mass number?
40.
40. Is this mass number same?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Is atomic number different?
Yes.
Isobars. So isotope and isobar, if you know the definition of isotope well, isobar is exactly opposite of isotope. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
tomorrow. Now you know only isotopes, isobars. We will be learning much things. Isodiaphers. What is isoelectronic? What is isodiapher? What is isostar? What is isotones? Tomorrow in detail we are going to learn it. Okay, students. Today's lecture, did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yesterday's lecture I already morning only I have uploaded. If you want to see it, you can see it on Sri Ganesh Plus channel.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, and
Okay,
today's
sir.
lecture tomorrow morning I'll upload it. Okay, so thank you students for attending the lecture. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you, sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.